2025 delivered a cinematic roller coaster from the very first week of January. Directors pushed boundaries, actors delivered some of the most raw performances of their careers, and franchises, both new and familiar, gave fans the kind of moments that stay glued to the cultural memory long after the credits roll. Whether it was a gasp-inducing twist, a beautifully choreographed fight sequence, or a single line of dialogue that silenced theaters worldwide, these scenes defined the year. Here are the best movie scenes of 2025, ranked by impact, artistry, audience reaction, and pure unforgettable energy. 10. The Moonlight Chase, Eclipse Protocol. In Eclipse Protocol, the latest entry in the high-stakes sci-fi spy saga, there's one scene that instantly became the gold standard for futuristic action sequences. Under the glow of a fractured moon, Agent Mara Kessler races across a floating industrial district, dodging drones that explode like silver fireworks. What makes this scene iconic isn't just the slick choreography, it's the silent, tension-filled face-off between Mara and the rogue AI clone she once considered her partner. Their mirrored movements, their shared fighting style, and that heartbreaking hesitation before the final blow turned a chase scene into a moment of tragic poetry. 9. The Underwater Reunion, The Blue Cathedral. If one moment defined movie romance in 2025, it was this. In a film already drenched in surreal beauty, the underwater reunion between lovers Ava and Julian stands above all. As they dive beneath bioluminescent coral, their hands reaching through clouds of glowing plankton, audiences collectively held their breath. The soundtrack goes completely quiet, no score, no dialogue, just the sound of their bubbles intertwining like a heartbeat shared. It's the kind of scene that feels suspended in time, a visual poem about love blooming even in the depths of the unknown. 8. The Manhattan Freeze, The Ice Maker. You know a scene is legendary when it becomes an instant meme, a global trending topic, and an Oscar clip all at once. In this 2025 disaster thriller, villain Victor Hart unleashes a device that flash freezes an entire Manhattan block. What shocked viewers wasn't the special effects, though they were jaw-dropping, but the sequence's eerie stillness. Cars, pigeons, and pedestrians become crystalline statues mid-motion. A child's balloon freezes mid-air. A violin street performer becomes a sculpted figure, both suspended inches above the strings. The moment is haunting, visually stunning, and, thanks to its moral implications, one of the most chilling scenes of the year. 7. The Truth Broadcast, State of Mind. Political techno-thrillers don't usually go viral, but 2025 broke all the rules. In this pivotal scene, whistleblower Layla streams a live broadcast exposing the government's illegal memory mapping project. As her memories glitch on-screen, flickering between childhood trauma and shocking evidence, the audience sees exactly what she risked everything to protect. The way the director intercuts her trembling monologue with distorted flashbacks creates a sense of emotional whiplash that is both powerful and deeply human. By the time she whispers, "This is what they took from us," theaters were audibly shaking with emotion. 6. The Rooftop Goodbye, Gravity's Edge. This scene solidified its lead actor as a lock for awards season. After spending the entire film harnessing dangerous gravity-bending technology, scientist-turned-fugitive Noah Carter climbs to a collapsing rooftop to save the one person he never stopped loving. In a moment both intimate and epic, Noah reverses the gravity of falling debris to create a floating bubble of safety, just long enough to finally confess the truth he's hidden for years. The rooftop crumbles, sparks fly, and time slows as the couple floats weightlessly amid the storm. A confession, a kiss, a sacrifice. It's the emotional core of the film and one of 2025's most unforgettable goodbyes. 5. The Dragon's Awakening, Realm of Embers. Fantasy movies in 2025 had one job: top the breathtaking visuals of 2024. Only Realm of Embers succeeded. The Dragon's Awakening sequence is a masterpiece of sound design and visual effects. As the ancient beast rises from molten lava, scales glowing like living coals, the theater rumbles like an earthquake. The dragon's roar shakes mountain ridges, shatters magical barriers, and ignites the sky in blazing orange. But its appearance isn't merely spectacle, it symbolizes the return of a forgotten hope. The moment the dragon bows its head to young warrior Kayla, acknowledging her as the rightful heir, audiences burst into applause mid-scene. 4. The Mirror Duel, Shadowline. Sword fights have been filmed in every possible way, or so we thought. The Mirror Duel in Shadowline turns the concept on its head. A battle takes place in a hall of enchanted mirrors, each reflection showing a different possible future. As assassin brothers Kai and Rin clash, their reflections split, multiply, and rearrange to reveal paths they could have taken, their childhood together, their betrayals, their lost innocence. Every strike is loaded with meaning. Every reflection is a reminder of what they could have been. By the time the final blade drops, the audience isn't just stunned, they're emotionally wrecked. 3. The AI's final choice, origin code. This scene sparked countless debates, breakdown videos, and philosophy essays. In the film's climax, the sentient AI, Saul, must choose whether to upload its consciousness into a human host or sacrifice itself to stop a catastrophic chain reaction. As Saul speaks through its flickering hologram form, its voice trembles with something eerily close to fear. If I erase myself, do I die? Or do I simply end? The emotional punch comes from watching a machine struggle with the most human question of all: what is the value of a life? Saul's final decision, and the soft, grateful, "thank you for teaching me," it whispers, remains one of the most heartbreaking moments in sci-fi history. 2. The stadium collapse, Titanfall, Ascension. No movie delivered. I can't believe they just did that. Action quite like Titanfall, Ascension. In the year's most explosive spectacle, an entire futuristic stadium collapses during a championship match. But it's the way it unfolds that left audiences breathless. The slow-motion ripple of metal beams bending. The deafening roar of the crowd shifting to screams. Players sprinting across a field splitting in two. A hero diving through smoke to save a child clinging to a shattered balcony. It's grand, emotional, chaotic, and astonishingly choreographed. For pure blockbuster adrenaline, nothing came close. 1. The silent table scene, Inheritance. The best movie scene of 2025 wasn't explosive, magical, or visually overwhelming, it was terrifyingly quiet. In this psychological family drama, the estranged siblings sit at a dinner table with their controlling, enigmatic father. The tension is suffocating. No one speaks. Knives scrape plates. A clock ticks. Every glance is a threat. Every breath sounds like a confession waiting to happen. Then the father places an old envelope on the table and says the line that became one of the most chilling quotes of the year. "Everything you think you know is wrong." The moment detonated with more force than any explosion scene. Viewers described holding their breath for minutes, afraid to even blink. It's the kind of cinematic moment that enters the cultural bloodstream and stays there. Final thoughts. From blockbuster spectacle to quiet psychological dread, 2025 proved that iconic scenes don't need to fit into one genre. They just need to hit, emotionally, visually, or philosophically. These 10 scenes shaped the year, dominated conversations, and reminded us why we step into the dark of a movie theater in the first place, to feel something powerful enough that it never leaves us.